We meet in an hour of change and challenge, in a decade of hope and fear, in an age of both knowledge and ignorance. If this capsule history of our progress teaches us anything, it is that man in his quest for knowledge and progress is determined and cannot be deterred. Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills. Because that challenge is one that we're willing to accept, one we are unwilling to postpone, and one we intend to win.
Welcome to the Energy Impact Podcast. I'm your host, Adam Zuckerman, and today we have a fantastic guest joining us today from Chile. It's Chile's Undersecretary of Energy, Francisco Javier López Diaz. Francisco, it's wonderful to have you today.
Thank you very much, Adam, and it's a pleasure for me also to talk about this fantastic topic, energy.
Yeah. So let's hop in. Tell us a little bit about your background. How did you get to where you are today? It's a prestigious position, a lot of influence, a lot of shaping of the country's policy. How did you get to where you are?
Yes. First of all, I'm a lawyer, and I'm also married with 3 kids. Mm-hmm. And I studied in the Pontificia Universidad Católica here in Chile, and also I have an LLM in the Northwestern University in Chicago, mm-hmm. and also with a special program with in Kellogg, of management program in Kellogg. And all my career has been deep close to the public policies and the regulatory areas. I work in a few central think tanks related to think tanks here in Chile, and related with different areas, but specifically with regulatory areas. And then in the first government of President Piñera, I work in the Ministry of in the Presidency, the budget office here in Chile. From 2019, I'm the Undersecretary of Vice Minister of Energy here in the Ministry of Energy. Also, I work for for 1.5 year in the Ministry of Public Works, related also with these topics of regulatory areas.
Mm-hmm. So you've matriculated yourself around the government in multiple different capacities. You have a very strong understanding of what's happening in the country. And as a result, when you have events like what just happened last week in Chile, so congratulations on the successfully hosting of the 12th Clean Energy Ministerial and 6th Mission Innovation Conference, you're able to really dive in. Now, we'll revisit the conference in a few minutes, but do you have any quick takeaways of what happened last week?
Yes, it was a fantastic week for us. We host the SEMMI, both events, international events, are the most important events related to to renewable energies in Chile. And we had conference of first level. Bill Gates, the IAEA, different ministers and authorities from different countries. Was an excellent place to talk about this topic that is fantastic, that is energy. Also, we have places to have to see the opinions, to see companies, to see and different projects, and was as it's obvious, was a web seminarium or web event. It's not seminarium, it's huge than a seminarium, and we we spend many months in prepare the site. We prepared this space, and I think we had the opportunity to share, to talk, and to see what is happening in different places in the world, and also to talk in the same pathway to carbon neutrality, renewable energies, and also how energy is changing the world and is changing the quality of life and the big goals that we have for the next years, next months, and see and hear what is happening in different countries in Europe, America, USA. Hear Bill Gates and different persons was a great opportunity to discuss and to have this event here that was hosted in Chile was a remarkable experience for all of us. And I think that it's a consensus that the event was a big successful. I prefer the presential events, but under these circumstances was excellent, was great, and was a big opportunity to make also a change in the way that this kind of event is made, because also we have some space to in the site to share, to make networking, and we try to bring to the web what is happening in this event in a real or a presential event.
Mm-hmm. And it really was an opportunity for Chile to showcase what's going on in the country. It's the first time that this conference has ever been held in South America. And for a country that is so well positioned to make change, the idea of bringing everybody together from both government and private industry and public entities to collaborate is wonderful. Now, we have a bunch of international listeners, and for those of you who are unfamiliar with the landscape of Chile, here's a few quick facts. It's a country that's in Western South America. It has the Andes Mountains to the east and the Pacific Ocean to the west. It's a population of just over 19 million people. And the length of the country is one of the most interesting things about it. It is wider, or it is longer top to bottom, north to south, than America is east to west. But we'll get back to that in a second. Now, the energy ecosystem is somewhat unique because of this landscape. What should people know about Chile's energy landscape and its ambitions?
Yes, you make a great description about how Chile today renewable energy accounts for 46% of Chile's electricity grid, most hydro, solar, and wind power, and expect to reach 70% by 2030 and 95% by 2050. Also, we have a large desert, the driest desert in the world, the Atacama Desert in the north part of Chile, and it's a desert. It's dry and it's difficult to live there. And until some years ago, it was hard to make any commercial exploration there, only mining. But now we can see that in the Atacama Desert, we have the best solar radiation in the world to develop energy projects. And also in the southern part of Chile, in the Patagonia, Magallanes region, we have it's a windy city, maybe as Chicago, but it's a windy city in Magallanes. And it's a factor plant of higher than 70% to the wind power plants. So we have in the different parts of Chile different kinds of different resources. In the central south, we have a hydro, a lot of rivers, and we can develop solar, wind, and hydro energy. And last year, in Chile, we commit to phasing out all the coal-fired power generation by 2040 and to achieving carbon neutrality by 2050. And we have the challenge of incorporating renewable energy for this goal that we set. Energies like solar, like wind, into the grid of a reliable and secure manner. And we are working on that. We're working to develop more projects, to have more foreign investment in Chile, and also to phase out the power plants. It's a great goal. At the beginning, we set a goal by 2040. The 2040 is still there, but we are 1 month ago, we are make a new announcement that the 50% of the carbon the coal-fired power generation will be phased out by 2025.
2025.
We are advancing. Yes, 2025. We're advancing, and I think that 2040 is a good goal, but we are working to have earlier than that.
So you're pursuing a very ambitious target. It's the government working both with entities that are in the industry and also taking innovative steps from without. But within the ministry itself, what are the specific steps and how are you defining the goals? Are there specific tenets, so 4 different buckets, so to speak, or is there another approach that you're taking?
Yes, our main goal maybe in the Ministry of Energy is the carbon neutrality by 2050. Why energy? Because almost the 75 or 80% of the emissions are related with energy. So we have a huge and very ambitious plan, and almost all the different areas or the development that we are having in the ministry is related to the carbon neutrality. We have 4 pillars. First pillar or way to achieve carbon neutrality is the entrance or development of renewable projects and the phase out of the coal fire power generation plants. Mm-hmm. Second one, electromobility. It's very important to make more, to have more movement here in Chile and to improve the development of electromobility in my country. The third one is energy efficiency. It's the most important action that we are taking to reach carbon neutrality is energy efficiency. And also the green hydrogen, the development of green hydrogen and the goals that we set for Chile for the next, maybe we can talk later about that. But our goal is to be the producer of the cheapest green hydrogen in the world by 2030. By these 4 main actions, each of these actions has many different or several actions included to reach carbon neutrality. And also we have a social area here in the ministry to reach or to get that all the all the families in Chile has electricity 24 hours with a good quality. Mm-hmm. In Chile, more than 99% of the families has electricity. Mm-hmm. But we have an important plan to get that these families reach or has 24 hours electricity. And also,
what are some of those challenges? So if you have 19 million people in the country and 99% already have reliable access to energy, what are the challenges to get the last 1% on board?
Is to have different options or different measures to get to there, because and the best partner to get that these families, this person has electricity is renewable energy. I have visited people from the north and almost within the limit with Peru or Bolivia, that mm-hmm. with solar panels now they have electricity 24 hours. Mm-hmm. But also I have visited families in the Patagonia where it rains a lot when it's cold. But where also with solar panels they can get electricity 24 hours. Yeah, so I think that the best partner, the best way to get to get that all the families, all the people in Chile has energy is with renewable energy. Also, we are working with extension of lines and other ways, but I think that this last 1% or less than 1% is the most hard to cover, and we are working and investing money, public money, private money, and also getting public-private partnerships to get that these families get with energy, and I think it's a work that we have made because dignity for these families.
Mm-hmm. I think it makes sense as you go through those 4 pillars. The first is very well known. We need to get the country moving away from coal-fired facilities. How much is the generation capacity for coal-fired in the country right now?
Right now, it's about the 50%, 60%. Mm-hmm. Now we are getting that the renewables get and this year, only this year, 6 gigawatts of renewable energy will introduce in the system. 6 gigawatts for Chile is a huge amount. It's the same amount that we have developed in our history in renewable energies. So this year is a key year. It's a key year for the developing of energy, and will help us to change the energy. If we said, if we look what happened in Chile 20 or 30 years ago, we have a energy matrix related, hardly related with the hydro. Mm-hmm. But then we have drops, and we have to start to the import of gas coming from Argentina, natural gas.
Mm-hmm. And there are two lines that connect the two countries, correct?
Yes. But we have some troubles in the early 2000s, and we have the gas was cut because of different motives, and we had to make a change, and we expand the generation in diesel, petroleum, and then to coal, and we have a serious problem or serious doubt about how we can produce the energy for the development of Chile. So now, when we see what is happening, or what happened in the last 5 or 7 years, that now we are having a tremendous amount of energy or energy projects under development, under construction, or working right now, it's a change that not only can change the face or can change the way that where we get our energy. It's a way how we can change our country, because we are changing, we are developing, and we are working to have we are focused in a sustainable development. We are seeing how we can produce different products, green products, for example. When we change our generation matrix, now we can change our mining. We are thinking to export the next year green mining, to have green tourism, to have green fishing. So we're changing our country, and we hope that in the next year we can see a huge transformation in Chile, and to transform Chile in a sustainable country.
Mm-hmm. And that goes to the second pillar. You talked about the national electromobility strategy. What many people don't realize is that Chile actually has the largest fleet of electric buses outside of China anywhere in the world. You have more than 800 in operation now. The original tender, I believe, was for 2,000. How does electromobility impact the country? Is it a small percentage and it's more of a signal of what the country is producing? Or is electromobility something to really change the fundamental tenor of how the country approaches energy?
In Chile, we have the production. It's not only important for the environmental areas. Also, Chile is a great producer of copper and lithium, and is one of the very important products to produce the electric cars. In 2017, we launched the National Electromobility Strategy, and the objective of which was to outline the actions that Chile must take in the short and the medium term to ensure that 100% of the urban public transport vehicles are electric by 2050. Now is 2040, and the 40% of the private vehicles are electric at the same year. Now, we are working to update this electromobility strategy. Our focus is to get the conditions in the market, get the conditions, the regulatory conditions, and work with to prepare the cities, the roadways, and to prepare all the country that a change that is happening and will happen. For example, we are working now to promote the interoperability of the charging system for electric vehicles in the public network. As you mentioned, Chile has the largest fleet of electric buses, and last week we announced that Arica, in the northern part of Chile, will be the first regional city with the first city in Chile with the total electric fleet buses, public fleet buses in Chile. And this week and the next week, Ministerial Transporte will get a new announcement about that. Also, we are working in some programs to develop that. It's closely related with the carbon neutrality plan and the actions that we can take. We'll launch, for example, a program that is called Mi Taxi Eléctrico, My Electric Taxi. It's a program with a subsidy for taxis. We from the minister and with an agency that is related with the ministry, we made we buy 50 electric cars in a aggregating demand, and we get 20% of discount of the taxes, and also under this price we are giving a subsidy to the taxis, and we will have in the next weeks the first public fleet of taxis in Santiago, and now we are working to develop this same program in different parts of Chile. At the same time, and as an initiative to promote electromobility in the private sector, we had the public-private agreement of electromobility. Some weeks ago, we had the fourth version of this agreement, which had the participation of almost 70 signatories from the companies and public institutions. And this agreement aims to foster electromobility initiatives through actions and projects that contribute to share the benefits of electromobility and the fostering of this kind of technology in the short term. I mentioned the electric taxi, and also we are working different, and one of the main focus is to prepare the regulations to be ready when the price of the electric vehicles and the combustion vehicles get the parity. We will be prepared for that. But now we are working very close with the fleet of the fleet of cars, of fleet of company that now is economically convenient to be electric.
Now, when we talk about the pursuit towards a carbon neutral economy, it's important to note that everything takes place within a framework that's set by the government. Have you seen the priority of the government change over the last decade as it relates to energy planning?
Yes, we can see that now the carbon neutrality is not only ambiental necessity, it's also a social, cultural, and economic demand. From the study that we made in Chile in the project to be carbon neutrality, we can see and we show that it's it's good economically for the country to be carbon neutrality, because we have large or big spaces for the opportunity for investment, to attract foreign investment and to develop capacities here in Chile. So it's not only ambiental or social important that is key, it's also economically good for our development. So we can make a huge difference about that, because now all the different interests are aligned to this focus.
Do you think that will shift even further in the upcoming years, or do you think there is already widespread acceptance of that fact throughout the government and the populace?
I think that in the next years we can, and I hope that this happen, we can advance in a faster way in the next year. Now we are having the basis, the solid basis to bring and to build about that. But I think we need the efforts of everybody, not only in Chile, everybody in the different places. And as I mentioned recently, I think Chile has the capacity, has the natural conditions to lead in South America, in America, to lead this process.
Let's talk about that. So when we talk about policy and the theoretical, this is the framework we want to operate in, the reality is that impact is seen and realized through actual development. So let's talk about infrastructure and project development in Chile, and it's a wonderful topic. Now, we spoke a little bit about the geography earlier. The stats are thus. From north to south, Chile extends 4,270 kilometers. That's 2,600 miles and change. But it's very small east to west, only about 110 miles or 177 kilometers. Now that's a very small sliver of a landmass east to west, very long north to south. How do the environmental factors affect power development in the country? Is there a challenge to the transmission infrastructure, the development of renewables? Are some areas more prone to earthquakes than others? Where do you start?
Yes, it's an excellent question. We are, by the geography of our country, almost every place is close or relatively close to a port or to a sea. Mm-hmm. And for the reason it's excellent for export products like green hydrogen, mining, and other ones. But we have a huge challenge that is transmission, because we have it's changing the way, as we talk, it's changing the way that as we produce the energy. We were what was common to install power plants near or go closer to the big cities or closer to the places where the energy is consumed. Now we have to go to the places where it's located the best natural conditions to produce the energy. Mm-hmm. So we have a challenge, not only the development of the project that has a different kind of challenge. For example, the environmental challenge, the relation with the communities challenge is a huge challenge that we are working on. We are working together from the Ministry of Energy, but also we have a big challenge related to develop and to build transmission lines that help us to transport all these amounts of energy. Now we are under the tendering process of the largest line in Chile. Is the Quimaldo Aguirre. It's the decarbonization line. We call the decarbonization line, and will help us to transport 3 gigawatts from the north to the central part of Chile. But this together with these big projects, we are also working with the development of a smallest project, as the project that are built or developed close to the cities. The PMGD is project until 9 mega, and also the distributed generation is very important. We have programs here in Chile to show that the energy is not only for the big projects, it's also for the smaller projects. For example, the Casa Solar program, or Solar House program, is we are working to decentralizing the energy system and making the households part of this process, and has been an important part of this work. This project they will launch last year. It's focused to install solar panels on individual houses of medium incomes in Chile, and this initiative received more than 70,000 applications, and plans to deliver in this year many projects in all the different regions in Chile. At the same time, yes, it's a program that I love, because it's the best way to show that the renewable energy is not only for big plants or for big projects. Mm-hmm. It's to show that by these projects, families can help to the transition that we are living in Chile, and with a reduction in the bills. Mm-hmm. So it's win-win for everybody, and the government has to help to develop this kind of initiative. For example, with the first biddings that we made, or first tendering that we made for this project, because we are tendering by different regions or different zones of cities. We get a 37% of discount of the installation of the project. So we are creating more competence, and we are getting that the prices of these kinds of projects decrease. So it's also a very good initiative. And together with this project, we also we also launched on last year a program called Put Energy to Your Company. It's for the purpose is to support the small and medium enterprises with the reduction in their energy bills through the implementation of energy efficiency measures and the use of your renewable energy. Was also a success, and we are working to get more resources to launch another call for this program.
Now, let's talk about the actual structure of how the companies interact. Is Chile's energy ecosystem unbundled? Can there be independent power producers? If you own your own company, can you have embedded generation of solar on your roof if you like?
Yes. Energy may be similar to another country, but we have three different areas in the energy. Generation is a competitive sector, and the energy is produced by private companies. Mostly private companies. Transmission is also a sector where the private companies develop the projects that the Ministry of Energy, the Comisión Nacional de Energía, Gobierno Eléctrico decide. We decide the planification of transmission by a process that is regulated on a law. And all this process is given away, it's developed by the ministry, but are private companies that make offer and develop this project. Mm-hmm. And the distribution sector is actually a monopoly in Chile. Is also only private companies or small cooperatives. Companies working in this sector, but now we present a bill to the Congress to make a change and to separate the part that is a monopoly, that is the lines, the wires, the transmission into the cities, and to open competition in the distribution. Our focus is to improve the quality of service, is to give the possibility to the families to decide where to buy energy and what kind of energy they want to buy. For example, a family prefer to buy only renewable energy, mm-hmm. will have the possibility of choose to which company they buy energy. Or for example, if it is a family that is not during the day, for example, in the house, not now because we are in a pandemic, but if the people or family is not during the day and they only are in their houses in some hours of the day, they can decide, they can have some hours to better prices, or it's to decide, give the possibility to decide.
How granular is that ability to choose? Can you say, I'd like to only purchase electricity or energy from this company? Or can you say, I only want solar, or I only want hydro?
Now, you don't have the possibility. Also, the free clients, the clients above amount of energy can choose. Now, in the distribution sector, people can choose because it's a monopoly. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And with this bill, with this project, we want to open the market. We want to have different ways or different options where people can choose. For example, as you mentioned, I want only to buy solar energy. I want to only to buy energy or coming from I don't know renewable energy, hydro. So we will give a new space of competition and new space of liberty, where the families will be the protagonists of the energy. Now it's not possible, but we saw that in different places, in different cities, in UK, in many states, in US, now it's possible. Now we think we are mature to make this change and to make the change that the distribution sector needs. The distribution sector in Chile has not having big changes in the last 40 years. So I think that it's time to make this change.
Maybe it's time. Now, let's talk about what happened last week. The Ministry of Energy announced via the minister, Juan Carlos Jobé, that you are creating 2 large-scale green hydrogen valleys. And it's not only just Chile, but it's also in partnership with Australia, with the UK, with the EU. What is a hydrogen valley?
Hydrogen Valley is a place where we can join renewable energies with the development, with electrolysis, and to produce green hydrogen. We have places in Chile, as I mentioned, places in the northern part where the energy can be generated in a very cheap price. In Chile, we have 70 times of capacity to produce energy than the energy we can consume here. So we need to export, we need to produce, or we have the capacity to export energy. And the best way, we think that the best way to export energy is by the hydrogen, ammoniac, and all the derivatives. So we are working together with the different companies, private companies, to make this development. In Chile now, we have more than 40 pilot projects under development. One of them in the Patagonia Chilena, in the Magallanes region, was approved by the ambientally approved 1 or 2 months ago. And it's advancing in their process. We need more projects, we need more energy, but we need that all these projects will be aligned with the laws, with the ambiental process, and the work with the communities. And I can see the future of Chile is a green future.
Yeah. Now, with 40 projects under development right now, one of the questions that I have to ask is how quickly can they be developed? Is Chile a country that is bogged down in red tape? So what might seem simple actually takes a decade to do, or is there an accelerated process right now where if it's green technology, it can actually move through very quickly?
We want to accelerate process. And also we launched some 1 or 2 months ago funding for $50 million with Corfo to fund projects of green hydrogen in Chile. Also, we are working with the different agencies that are related with the review and the approval of the projects to be sure that they have the capacity to review this kind of projects and those projects be reviewed on time. So we are creating all the conditions that Chile has the capacity to receive this project, to approve this project, and also to build and start to produce green hydrogen in the next month, next years. We have a goal that by 2025 we have 5 gigawatts of electrolysis capacity, and by 2030 has the cheapest green hydrogen in the world. We are not the closest country to Asia, or not the closest country to Europe, but we have the cheapest electricity in Chile, and also we are very close where we could produce the energy or the green hydrogen to the port. So the shipping is really fast. But the key in Chile is the cost of energy.
And there's one project specifically which has always caught my eye. It's the world's first integrated e-fuels plant, Haru Oni. It's amazing. Can you share with the listeners what Haru Oni is?
Yes, which project, sorry?
Haru Oni. It's the world's first integrated e-fuels plant. It demonstrates the broad, you understand.
Yes. It's a project that is in south part of Chile. This project is advancing. It's a project that will produce green hydrogen, and then to produce green fuel, and to export. One of the partners of this project is Porsche. Mm-hmm. And it's the project that is more advanced in that environmental process, and it's located in Magallanes. As I mentioned, Magallanes is a windy place in the Patagonia, and has a big capacity to produce energy, but it's not interconnected with the central part of Chile, because it's very far and hard to build lines to interconnect Santiago with Magallanes. So almost all the energy that can be produced in Magallanes can be used to export and to produce green hydrogen, and it's a fantastic project that is we are following, and we are working very close to them.
Well, it's absolutely amazing. Synthetic fuels for automobiles, even for planes, with the announcements recently from Boom, there will be a significant opportunity there. One last question for you, and it's so wonderful to have you today. Thank you for joining. What should people know, last final words, about the prospects for Chile and the clean economy globally?
I'm sure that Chile, that is recognized out of Chile by their mining, maybe the tourism, maybe by I don't know, the salmons, in the future will be renowned by being a sustainable country, because all the process that we are having in Chile, that we are living here in Chile, will help us to change our face, to be the main producer of green copper, of being the main producer of green hydrogen, of receive tourists that want to see a sustainable tourism. So I think that Chile is changing their face, and is changing thanks to the transformation in energy that we are having right now in Chile. Tomorrow, this is a new. Tomorrow, with the president, will be the inauguration of the first CSP in Chile and in Latin America, Cerro Dominador. And it's also an excellent new, and it's a project that shows that we can receive innovation, we can receive and have innovation here in Chile, and to produce different kinds of different ways to produce energy using the deconditional or excellent conditions coming from natural resources.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't think that we could end this on a better note. Undersecretary of Energy, Francisco Javier López Diaz, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you very much, Adam. It was a real pleasure.
It was.
Our leadership in science and industry, our hopes for peace and security, our obligations to ourselves as well as others, all require us to make this effort, to solve these mysteries, to solve them for the good of all men and for the progress of all people.